Hello again, everybody. Scott Casper, Takedown Wrestling. Our coverage of the sport continues this time. We take the Nike hot seat. We head to Colorado Springs and join up with 1984 Olympic gold medalist Steve Fraser. Steve, how are you?
I'm doing great, Scott. Thanks.
USA colleges are going Greco, a neat program that has been conceived by the U.S. Wrestling Foundation, the NCWA, and USA Wrestling. How is this thing going?
It's going great. We just completed our our test program, our test season, and Andre Metzger kind of helped us kick it off in Texas with three, four, five universities, and it was just wonderful. So we're really excited about the potential here with having Greco in universities.
I like that idea because we have to grow from the grassroots up. Wrestling has always been grassroots up. It's never been something you just jump into the fire, so to speak. So you partner up with the National College Wrestling Association, Jim Junta, the founder, and he has
Yes.
bought into this thing wholly, hasn't he?
He's embraced it 100%, and he's the reason why we're able to do this thing. And yeah, so he's been wonderful and really working hard to help us create Greco-Roman opportunities in universities across the country.
Let's take a look forward, Steve, if we can, a year to date from today. What are the expectations and the number of programs you expect to be having in competition?
Well, Jim even says, and he said to me the other day, next year at this time, he's very, very confident that we very well could have, what did he say, 8 to 10 universities wrestling Greco, which might involve about 800 Greco athletes.
Wow.
So he's got universities in Virginia, Michigan, and Florida all knocking on his door right now that want to be a part of this program.
How important is that to the growth of Greco and Team USA?
It's going to be great for our program. I mean, finally, we're going to start to create some kind of an infrastructure of where people can go to wrestle Greco and a competition structure. And what a better way to do it with NCWA? They already have a great system in place. And so I think this is going to help. I mean, the initial years, it's going to be maybe a little weak. But at least now we're going to have a system in place that we can strengthen, that we can help recruit more Greco coaches, that we can help recruit more Greco athletes. And then, of course, the athletes that are already wrestling the NCAA, we're going to try to turn a lot of these guys onto Greco. And so, the first few years it might struggle a little bit as it develops, but I am totally confident that in a few years this is going to really help our United States Greco effort.
We're talking with 84 Olympic gold medalist Steve Fraser. Is a man on a mission, and that is to help build Greco in the United States to the power that we expect it to be. Wasn't that long ago where the United States wasn't competing in Greco. Now we look at, well, I shouldn't even say competing, but guys that were wrestling Greco were doing it kind of on a whim. Look at Randy Couture, for example. So many guys, well, I'll just do Greco as well. And now
Mm-hmm.
we're seeing people making the selection of actually to make Greco a career, and some great kids. We've got some studs in
Oh,
in our,
yeah.
in our Greco program.
I mean, the Greco program has definitely changed. We used to be, 20 years ago, we used to be the country that our foreign opponents wanted to draw first round.
Right.
You know, it's not that way anymore. We won the World Team Championships in 2007. Rulon beat Alexander Krellin, the best wrestler on the entire planet. So we come a long way with Greco, and there's no reason why we can't win in Greco just like we do in freestyle and women's.
We're talking again with Steve Fraser. I had an opportunity to catch up with Lori Blatnik, the wife of the late Jeff Blatnik. And of course,
Hmm.
Jeff holds a critical point in the history of the sport for Team USA. How do you think Jeff would feel about this initiative?
I think he'd be thrilled. Jeff and I, of course, we're in the same Olympic, and we're very good friends. And I know he was totally dedicated to our Greco program and done a lot for our Greco program through the years. So I think he's smiling down on us right now.
I think he is. Were you, when you heard that he was being inducted into the UFC Hall of Fame, finally, by the UFC, finally being recognized for his efforts within mixed martial arts, were you pleased about that?
Absolutely, absolutely. Jeff's always been a great ambassador for wrestling, for the UFC, all of it. So, I'm thrilled for him and his family.
And I know Lori and the kids are going to be heading out to Las Vegas, and I think it's July 11th, as they accept on his behalf. And, better late than never, I suppose, but at the same
Absolutely.
time, a deserving honor as we continue to recognize Greco. We're going to be doing it in a big Greco gala in Los Angeles in October, designed, of course, to help raise awareness, to help raise funds, for athletes to be able to train in college for Olympic Greco gold. Did you ever think you'd hear that?
I was starting to wonder if we'd ever hear that. It's been something that's been a goal of mine as a national coach for many years. But I'm just thrilled that all of a sudden we have a spark of excitement about building Greco in the United States. And we've always, been trying to build Greco, obviously, but this is really a special effort from some special people like John Galt, who is the guy kind of spearheading this big Greco gala in Los Angeles, October 15th.
It's going to be fun. If you want more information, we encourage you to email Steve Fraser at usawrestling.com. And the email address actually is ffraser, it's Fraser, at usawrestling.com. Be a part of the future of Greco in the United States as we look to have athletes that will be competing for world and Olympic titles. Not just medals, but titles, positions of honor within the history books. And that's what Steve Fraser has, a position of honor, and he is doing a terrific job. We appreciate you taking the time to catch us up, Steve. The NCWA, the U.S. Wrestling Foundation, and USA Wrestling working together, united in an effort to put Greco on college campuses around the United States. I think it's a terrific idea, and it's one that's coming to life. Thank you very much.
Yeah, we're excited about this gala in LA, by the way. We're gonna have some big names there to help us with it. Besides wrestling people, some movie stars and Randy Couture, and so a lot of cool things happen. And it's .org, not .com. S Fraser, USAWrestling.org.
.org.
Yeah.
O-R-G.
Yep. That's my email.
I have a wrong note here in my hand that
you probably got it from me. So
I did. I got it. Oh man! Actually, you know what? Let's blame Couture. It actually came from
there.
There it is. Steve, I appreciate your efforts, and it's neat to see you just totally embracing your new position at USA Wrestling. But sometimes being a head coach of a major program takes so much time. I mean, you were constantly on the road. Are you truly enjoying what you're doing now?
Oh, I totally love it. I am having so much fun. I'm now the chief of donor and alumni relations for USA Wrestling, and basically I'm helping raise funds for our athletes and for our coaches and for our programs, and I'm really enjoying the new challenge. It's been a lot of fun, and it's still involved with wrestling so close. So that's obviously that's important to me.
Well, it's important to all of us that we have a strong Greco program. If you would, and this wasn't a planned question, you and I haven't talked about this, but a percentage around the world in wrestling countries around the world. I think there's 172, 173 countries around the world that wrestle. What's the level of import of Greco versus freestyle?
What do you mean import?
The importance. In other words, in some countries, Greco is more popular than freestyle.
Well, actually, to probably most Americans' surprise, is Greco-Roman is more popular in Europe. There are many more countries that wrestle Greco, and many more strong countries that wrestle Greco in Europe and Asia. Of course, freestyle is strong too, obviously, but there are a ton of countries that love and wrestle Greco, and some don't even wrestle freestyle. So it's a little different than in the United States. Obviously, here freestyle is our number one most popular of the Olympic styles. But yeah, that's how it works around the world.
Well,
Obviously they're both important.
it obviously, but and I needed to ask that question because you see so many countries at Greco tournaments that you wouldn't see on a normal case at a world tournament for freestyle or world level tournament for freestyle. Or it's an amazing fact, but it's true, and that's perhaps makes the goal and the mission of this new initiative so very important. And
Yeah.
I'm
Absolutely. There's a lot more parity. A lot. Like I said, there's probably about 12 or 15 really strong countries in Greco, and in freestyle, it's less than that. Again, they're strong. But there's more countries that are on an even strong keel in Greco, I think.
Well, Steve, behind you on the wall, up to your left, is a picture. Would you just
Yeah.
Can you shoot that for me? Can you tell people what that is?
That's the only photo. I don't know if I'm getting it. Am I getting it?
Yeah, you are.
That's the only photo that I have in my office. So I don't think I've got a bunch of my photos in the office, but that's a poster of me headlocking the Greek wrestler George Pasidis in the '84 Olympics. That was in the semifinals.
What was the score up to that point?
It was 0-0 when I headlocked him. So,
surprise!
Believe it or not, they only gave me 2 points for that headlock.
What should have been the point award?
Well, I would have figured it was 3 because it was feet to back.
Right.
But they only gave 2 for some reason. But that's okay. I won the match, and then fortunately went on to win in the finals too. So.
Steve,
that was a fun memory.
Fun memory, but you got to build a future on strong moments just like that, and we're doing it. USA colleges are going Greco. Thanks for the time today. You know this, one of my Olympic heroes. I appreciate it.
Thanks a lot. Hey, Scott, thanks for all you do, and thanks for taking the time to do this interview. Appreciate it.
Best, and you're welcome, and my best to everybody at USA Wrestling. The Nike hot seat has been populated today by one of the best, Steve Fraser. Steve, thanks again.
Thank you, Scott.